Hi guys, and welcome to my first part one of three lead up to the Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die Panic at the Disco album release. The day you will be watching this is October 5th, but as of recording this, it is September 21st. So I'm getting this. This is already in pretty much ready to go. Haha, very funny. Ready to upload. Today, as you can tell by the title, first review, first album is A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Now, I will not be playing. Will be playing any music during the review. As for the other two, same. And I won't be talking about track 1 or track 8, which are basically interludes and stuff. There's no lyrics. It's just like this old music that's kind of a segue into it. And to be honest, I'm talking about the main songs. Um, if you want my opinion on them, they're okay and they're good for listening when you listen to the whole album. But if you're only listening to a few songs, it's really there's no point. But I'm going to review all of the tracks besides those two. The other albums don't really have any of those, so I will be reviewing everything in their entirety. But yeah, let's start. So the first track to me technically was the only difference between Martyrdom and Suicide is press coverage. Now, from what I remember of this song, it was very fast paced. Most of this album was quite fast paced. It really did set what Panic at the Disco was, but we didn't know that every album after this they would change. I mean, the second album, I'll get to it. You'll be seeing it the day after. Sorry if you hear a Hoover, it's my mum. It sounded very much like the Beatles, kind of. So it was very different from this. And Vices and Virtues was a kind of alternative. It was different. They were all different in their own way. And the new album sounds different as well. And you know what? It's a good sound. As long as it's a good sound, I don't care if it's different. And I like a bit of variety in my life. So the fact that they're different every album, good. Because if I feel like I want a calm, relaxing, Beatlesy kind of day, listen to Pretty Odd. If I want a kind of rock, go with Fever You Can't Sweat Out. If I want a mixture of the two, go with Vices and Virtues, which I usually go. And if I want this new similar devices, it's pretty much like Fever You Can't Sweat Out and Vices and Virtues put together. So it's kind of like a compilation of all three albums so far put into the fourth album. But that's my opinion. But anyway, the only different, this album you'll notice as well, huge long titles, and most of them don't make sense with the song because the choruses aren't what the songs are. Literally none of them. Actually, no, none of them. None of them are to do with the song. So yeah, the only difference between Martyrdom and Suicide is press coverage. Very, very fast-paced song. Very good intro. The whole album sounds very similar. It's pretty much very, very fast talking, very fast, speedy rock. Like when I get to Camisado, which is like probably my favorite song on this album, I'll get to that later. But very good song, very fast-paced. I love the guitar in it. The bass in this album was lacking, but it's because Brent Wilson, who was the bassist for this album, didn't do his stuff, was very lazy, and that's why they kicked him out after this album. So that's a shame. But the drums, really good. The guitar, really good. London Beckon, songs about money written by machines. They don't sound anything like these song titles sound nothing like the chorus whatsoever. But like I said, very fast, very fun, and the guitar on all of these was really fabulous. Nails for breakfast, Tax for snacks. Probably would have been my favourite if it wasn't for Camisado. They're all very similar to these songs. They're all fast paced, like I said. And to be honest, this one had a great chorus. Just the drums, I remember, were really good. You have to forgive me, I haven't heard these in a few days. Just trying to remember them off the top of my head. Camisado is my favourite. Just the best overall, in my opinion. It's like, this is a sin of the skin and only a bore. This is the Senate when T-Win's in a hospital. It's not so pleasant and it's not so conventional. We should have done it. I can't remember the rest of it off the top of my head because I haven't heard it in a while. I'll listen to it after the review. Just a great song. These songs are all under 4 minutes. Like the last song is the longest, which is 3 minutes 41. Very fast paced. Like I said, very, 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 very quickly. Whereas the other albums, each song was like the Pretty Odd was like average 3-4 minutes. Vices and Virtues was 3 to 4 minutes as well, but most of them were quite pretty much over 3.5 minutes, with the exception of maybe one or two. So yeah, Camisado, brilliant. Time to Dance. This is actually Brendan Urie's favorite song. He said song. He said in an interview, what one is your favorite? He said Time to Dance. I just always had a really good feeling when I performed it and just loved it to bits. He said. To be honest, yeah, I can see why he liked it. It's not my personal favorite, but it's definitely good. You say shotgun, I say wedding, shotgun wedding, shotgun wedding. Just love the chorus in it, and it's just so good. Lion's the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. That one definitely was a fan favorite. It was featured in Saints Row 2. Very, like I know you're gonna get sick of saying it's very fast paced. The whole album was, like I said, very fast paced. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. Overall, I'd say this is pretty good. I don't think it's anything amazing. Actually, I don't think it's good, but I wouldn't, compared to the other songs in the album, I think it's probably one of the weaker ones. It's not the weakest. I think that goes to, there's a good reason these tables are numbered, honey. You just haven't figured it out yet, I think was the name of the song. It's a long title. It's the longest title. Next track was But It's Better If You Do. Great piano in this song. They really used a lot of piano. Brilliant, very fast paced. Like I've said a billion times. I know you're probably going to get sick of me saying it. You could probably do a drinking game the amount of times I've said it. But it's true. It's just something about the piano and the lyrics just really push this song. I've seen them perform it. I haven't been to see them live, but I've seen live footage on YouTube, and it's just the amount of energy they put into it when they're live is just brilliant. The one that started it all for them, really, it's got 51 million on YouTube right now, is I Write Sins Not Tragedies. This is the song they're known for. It's pretty much the equivalent to Nirvana. It's not as good or anything like that, but I mean, it's like, if you think of Nirvana, the first song you usually think of is Smells Like Teen Spirit. When you think of Panic at the Disco, the song you usually think of is I Write Sins Not Tragedies. It's just a fact. Do I think the song is as good as everyone says it is? No, I do like the song, and it's definitely a very good song. And I can see why people like it so much, but for me personally, I don't think it's the best song of the album. Like I said, Camisado was by far my favourite. I constantly thank God for Esteban. It's okay. It's not bad. But near the end of this album, I think after I Write Sins Not Tragedies, these last three tracks, they really bring the album down. Just like the album was so good before then, and then it's like kind of slumps near the end. It's not bad, but it's not very good in my opinion. There's a good reason these tables are numbered, honey. You just haven't figured it out yet. That is hands down the worst song in the album in my opinion. Just could never get into it. The amount of times I listen to it, I can enjoy it, but I can never just go. I always just go, you know what? I want to go back a few tracks and listen to Camisado or Time to Dance or Lying. Just never had that good of a ring to it. It's never my favourite song. Couldn't get into it, being honest. Where's next? And finally, Build God, Then We'll Talk. This was one that was really big to a lot of people. It's like, what was the chorus? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Girls in white dresses and sleeping with roaches and taking the shit on the sheets, and before all the stains, add a few more of your least favorite. That one, great rhyme, great rhythm, very slow for the album, but very good outro song. Overall, yeah, pretty good. But overall, the album, I would say it's a good album. Do I think it's their best album? I'd say it's in the middle. It's not terrible. It's a good starting debut album for them, in my opinion. Definitely set what they're all about. However, the other albums sound nothing like this. Pretty Odd doesn't sound anything like this. Vices and Virtues sounds like a mixture of this album and the Pretty Odd, but still, there's barely any essence of A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, to be honest. The biggest thing, the two songs that relate most to this album would be Let's Kill Tonight and Ballad of Mona Lisa. Ballad of Mona Lisa was intended to be a sequel to I Write Sins Not Tragedies. The music video was pretty much a sequel as well. but that's the way it is. So overall, the album, I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. I listen to it still because I'm a Panic fan and all, but it's probably in the middle for the albums. If you want my opinion, yeah, I would listen to the albums in order and listen to all of them because then you get an idea of one, what the band's like, two, which one's your favourite, and just that. So, Phoebe Castle Without 7 out of 10 in my opinion. Next review will be Pretty Odd. Sorry if the review's a bit rushed. I admit it's not up to my standards, but I'm just trying to get these done ready because I'm probably going to be busy a few days before the album comes out because I've got to go to college and all of that. And yes, I'm getting them done tonight, and I'm just gonna upload them on the days they need to be uploaded, and that'll be all the work I need to do. Plus, I've got to write scripts for SSX month still. So yeah, that's my Fever You Can't Sweat Out review. As of the day you're watching this, tomorrow will be Pretty Odd. As I'm recording it, it will be literally up next. But yeah, Phoebe You Can't Sweat Out, very good, 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Pretty Odd tomorrow. Thanks, bye.